Alright, I wanted to come on and show you my cabbage soup that I'm making. I'm trying to make a small pan of it or a small dish of it. But I saw it online and I'm going to make my own rendition. So you are seeing the point where I have put in about 1/4 of an onion, a whole yellow bell pepper. I also put in 1 clove of garlic. I've also put in there a little bit of pink Himalayan sea salt, not much though. And I put in some cayenne pepper, just a little bit. And I also put in a little bit of this sriracha hot chili sauce, so that's in there. And then I let my vegetables saute for about 10 minutes, so they are very soft now. I'm going to add to this a can of stewed tomatoes. They're not any special flavor, they're just stewed tomatoes. And I'm about to spill them on my hand because I'm trying to do too much, but anyway, so there they go. I don't have my eye up that high, so I'm going to turn it on up a little bit more so that can start to cook. And once that starts back to boiling, I am going to add in my cabbage, which I've already cut and rinsed a couple times to wash it off. And I'm only using half of a cabbage, so you just prepare it the way that you like, but it's not super fine. You can also buy a pre-shredded cabbage like that you would make coleslaw with. And here are the other items that I'm adding. So I have some sliced bratwurst. They're the Johnsonville bratwurst, the sweet Italian flavor. These were cooked on the grill a couple of days ago, so I'm really just putting them in there to use them up. Most people don't put any meat in their cabbage soup. And I'm using some broccoli, where I see some people use carrots, or some of them put celery in there as well. So I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the properties of those veggies, if they are to help you to lose weight or whatever, but some people will use this soup as a weight loss type soup. And I am going to use some ginger. This is just some already prepared. I didn't want to have to grate it, so this was like $3 and something at Walmart. It'll last a long time. I have a cup of water on the side too, just in case. I don't think that I will need it, but I do have it in there. So once this comes up to a boil, I'll put the cabbage in, the broccoli, and the sausages. And at the very end, I may add a little bit of this sesame oil. I'm not sure. So that'll give it a little bit of a different flavor, kind of a like a Chinese or like a fried rice or something like that. So we'll see. But yes, I used about 1/4 of an onion, 1 bell pepper that was yellow in color, so it'll be more of a sweeter taste, and 1 can of stewed tomatoes, just a normal can, not anything too big, and then half of a cabbage. I didn't really want to make a whole cabbage for a couple of reasons, because when I was brought up, I was taught that cabbage does not last long. You shouldn't eat off of it more than maybe 2 or 3 days. So if you make a whole head of cabbage, if it's only you eating it, you probably won't eat the whole thing. So you want to not waste that food. So, oh, I see the smoke coming up. Anybody see the smoke? I see the smoke. I'm gonna go ahead and use that as my go ahead to start putting some of the cabbage in here. This is just going to be my first time ever making cabbage soup, so I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I wanted to make a video just in case it turned out okay. I'm going to layer my vegetables because my container is going to get kind of full because I don't have it in a big pot. So I'm going to just put meat, broccoli, cabbage, just so I can try to get it all in there, hopefully. And again, I have some liquid on the side. You can use some chicken broth, but I didn't want to put much liquid until I saw how it was gonna start cooking up, because cabbage, it will make its own liquid. I didn't put much salt. Again, I just used a little bit of the pink Himalayan sea salt, which I like that, to use that salt. So, and with cabbage, you can just kind of stuff it till you can't stuff it anymore, and then you put a lid on it, and then it'll cook down, and you can come back and stuff more on top. So that's what I'm gonna have to do, is just stuff what I can, come back and put some more, and once it starts to boil and wilt down some, I'll come back on and show you how it's looking and possibly taste it and see how it's tasting. But I'm hoping it's yummy. I'm gonna try to eat this for the next 3 days and avoid eating bread. Somebody help me, but I'm gonna do my very best. Okay, thanks so much. I'll be right back. Alright, it's been about 9, maybe 10 minutes, so it hadn't been that long, but I'm gonna see where we are. It has reduced down a little bit. I tried to stuff as much on there. Look what I'm using. Tongs. Using tongs because my pan is so small, and I don't want my food to fall on the... Oh, let me see something. See how the liquid is all the way up there? Crazy. So I'm going to see if I can bring some from the bottom up to the top. As you can see, it actually is getting cooked down in there in the liquid. So the greens, the cabbages definitely produce some liquid. And then I've had that 1 can of stewed tomatoes. That's really the only liquid that's gone in here. I rinsed the can out. I'm sorry, I almost told a fib. I rinsed the can out, so I put a drop of water in the can just to get all of the tomato out of it. But y'all, I think we're gonna make it. So what I'm gonna do now is try to get the rest of the cabbage in here. You know what? Nope. I'm gonna squeeze the ginger in here because I never added the ginger. So I'm gonna do about a not a tablespoon, but a teaspoon of ginger. I don't want it to be too overpowering, because once this cooks down, it's not going to be a whole lot. This is like a quart size dish. This is not a, not quart size, but what is it, 4 quarts? I don't know. Anyways, it's not one of your big cooking pots that you would normally cook like a thing of greens in. It's a smaller, maybe considered 2 quarts. It might be on this container somewhere, but I don't know, honey. It's a nice pot. My husband brought it home from Korea. So I'm just getting the last tidbits of the cabbage. And again, I already put the ginger in there. I'm not going to add any more seasoning right now. I'll wait to taste the juice once it's done. So I'm just going to cover it back up and let it cook like another 10 minutes. And then I'll stir it up again. That'll be a total of about 20 minutes with the cabbage in there. And that's really all the time it takes. So in between there, maybe at the 5-minute point, I may try to stir it again, but I won't come back to you until about 10 minutes and it should be done. Okay. Alright, it's been that additional 10 minutes, maybe 11 minutes or so. And I did stir it in between because I had to get those top pieces down into the liquid so they could cook. So the cabbage for me is done. The broccoli looks done. The sausages, they were already done because they were cooked on the grill the other day. Everything looks good to me. So the longer you let this go, the softer the cabbage will get. So if it's not soft enough for you at this point, you can let it go a little longer. You could turn it on simmer. So I'm just going to try to find a little bit to taste and prayerfully not burn my mouth. Let's see. Uh-oh, I'm fogging up the camera. It's crunchy. I like that. Okay, it's super hot. It's good. I'm gonna probably add, I can taste the ginger. Oh my gosh. It doesn't actually need any more salt. In case my kids want to eat some, I'm not going to add any more hotness to it. So I'll probably add some in my container. I'm going to scoop me up a bowl and put it in here. Oh, it's good, y'all. So just make your own rendition of this. I'm going to eat it for dinner for the next 3 days. And I'm not going to weigh myself or anything like that, but I'm just going to take a break from the bread since Thanksgiving is approaching. And I'll let you know how it goes. Maybe, maybe not. You know how scheduling goes. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Talk to you soon. It's The Good Steward.